Let me see. A time I worked well with others. Well, I can give you the first day of my first job experience. That was quite an interesting experience. And that one day, I definitely transitioned from being somebody who was very closed-minded and ignorant to someone who wanted to learn more about culture and was hunger for more, knowledge on diversity. And that was just off 6 hours of working. And so what happened was, I remember getting picked up in a school bus. It was about 30 of us, complete strangers, all of us young, all of us in high school, very, very ignorant to the ways of the world, very stuck in our own ways, nobody wanted to really make conversation. I remember that much. It was very quiet the first bus ride there. I remember that. And there was a lot of stares, and I wasn't having it, I couldn't deal. I just kept to myself, and I waited to get to the field so I could just bust out the work, make that money, and go home. That's all that was on my mind. And so yeah, so I ended up doing that up until when we got to the site. And when we got to the site, almost like in a military boot camp, the second we stepped out of the bus, we were told to sprint all the way down to the field and drop to your knees and just start plowing away at the weeds. And they sent us into like this patch of really thorny, really just unforgiving summer squash, and it just so happened to be the hottest day of the summer, the first day of work. And first impressions are everything. I'll tell you that. Wow, did that really smack it out of us, all of us. We were really humbled by that, just that experience alone. After maybe 30 minutes alone, we were all dying. And so, to keep our morale up, we started singing. We started introducing ourselves, playing little games with our crew leaders. And then we just started to feel for the culture of things. We started to really just open up. And it's like when you go through an experience with somebody, or even with a group of people, anything, really, just a life-changing experience, those people suddenly aren't strangers, but they become more like family. And that closeness that we got just off that one day, we went to lunch, we all enjoyed each other's company. It was kind of like a potluck, everybody was just sharing each other's food. And on the bus ride home, it was just so loud and hectic. Everybody was singing songs, and it was amazing. The transition was absolutely amazing. I thirst for more. And so I pursued that job, and I was able to work there for about 3 years. But I'll never forget how humbling that experience was. I went from working by myself, thinking everything was to myself, to understanding that as a team you can pull through even the most difficult tasks. And just like putting aside our differences and being able to work through that patch of unforgiving summer squash, and just persevere through it. And then at the end of the day, look back at everything you did and just stare and smile. Yeah.